lining up. We've also got Lei from Taipei in 5, Hosimi from Japan in 6, Grandes from Peru in 7, and Ketz from Slovakia in 8. So it should be exciting, but I would keep your eyes on the far side on Tahini and possibly Scales, but don't discount anyone from this heat.
Absolutely. And now they're off, Emma. They will be into a nice, comfortable pace now after this first 100 meters. But as you can see, they're all very even, except for Peru. I think Grandes in lane 7 has fallen back slightly. Like you said, keep your eye on lane 2, Tacchini, who was 6th last week in Szeged in the C1000 meters. So he'd be looking to progress with ease through to these semi-finals. And in lane 5, we've got Chinese Taipei, who looks to be in contention also at the moment. And lane 2, we've got Scales from Denmark. Great to see Denmark have C1 paddlers at this World Cup. The Danish wouldn't have had many SIBO paddlers over the years, but I know it's been something they've been working on over the years gone by. So it's brilliant to see them competing here at this World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, he's already done the C2 this morning. So they're definitely exposing all their paddlers to this new event. And it's really something that you can do in the first year of a cycle, isn't it? You can try to build some talent to look for the future. So interesting to see that. But as we stand at the minute, Tahini from Italy is in the lead over there in lane 2. Looking quite comfortable. Doesn't look like the wind is bothering him too much. Looks like he's got the race under control. But Lai from Taipei is giving him a bit of a run for his money in the middle lanes. I wonder whether he can spot him in his peripheral vision. But it looks pretty even at the minute after Tahini comes through the halfway point between 2nd and 3rd, which is Jonathan Grady and Lai from Taipei, looking like they are competing really for that 2nd spot. And next to Lai, we've got Hashimi from Japan, also having a good race. So the field's starting to spread out. But again, that could be just because they know that the top 6 go through to the semi-final. So there's no need to completely empty the tank. Again, that's very much individual athlete choice. But Tahini still looking strong over on that far side in lane 2, looking like he's got this one under control as we head in towards the last little bit of the race.
Yes, that heat seems to be a little bit slower than the previous heats. They went through the first 500 meters in 1:56 there. So Tahini, I think, in full control, doesn't want to expend too much energy. But we can see now that some of the other paddlers have dropped back a bit. And as you said, Emma, it's more than likely they don't need to push hard because they know that they're in a position to progress through to the semi-final. So they're reserving that energy. But as you can see, we have lane 4 USA, Jonathan O'Grady, and Chinese Taipei Lai also contending for the 2nd and 3rd positions here as they go into the final 200 meters of the race.
Yeah, pretty solid race so far. Everyone seems to have settled down into those positions and they seem pretty happy to paddle this through to the finish line, knowing that they have got their place in the semi-final. So it's Tahini from Italy leading them out, followed by Lei from Taipei and Grady from the USA chasing him down as they come into the finish line here in Poznan at the Canoe Sprint World Cup number 2. It's Carlo Tacchini coming in to take the win in Heat 3 of the men's C1000 meters, followed by Jonathan Grady from the USA. And coming in behind them, we've got Lei from Taipei and Hashimi from Japan. Neck and neck, crossing the line together, almost identical, coming in to take 3rd and 4th. But don't forget, top 6 go through to the semi-final.
Yeah, Taipei Lei seemed to really ease up there in the final meters of the race. But as you can see, Tacchini, he's very happy there. He gave a little wave, so he knows he's had a nice, probably easy enough heat, I think, there. So it'll give him confidence going through to the semi-final. And, people want to win their want to win their heats to get through to the semi-final, because then they can get one of the middle lanes, and some people like racing from the middle lanes, and also it means usually that if they're one of the fastest in their semi, they avoid being against some of the other fastest in their semi, so they get a better draw.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a calculation. You get some athletes that always know exactly where they want to finish to be able to get the lane that they want, whereas for myself, it's just head down, go as fast as you can to the line, and let the starters and the referees work out where you're going to end up. But we've got one heat left now in the C1 men's 1,000 meters, and it's got some big names in it. It's one of the athletes that we watched win the 5K in horrendous conditions in Szeged, Jen Cordova from Cuba, is lining up. But just to confirm the results before we move on to Heat 4, Tahini, Grady, Hoshimi, Lai, Scales, and Kayaks from Slovakia all through to the semi-final.